So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. After 9 weeks of hard and exciting racing, we have got just one race left to go before we wrap up season 25 of FTRL GT2. And we are here at the legendary Trial Mountain Circuit, one of the original OG circuits from Gran Turismo, back on GT7. And that is rounding out this season's calendar. Big old crash between SBY and Glyn. So to round up the season, then we have got possibly our longest ever endurance race. It is 72 laps of the Trial Mountain Circuit. It's going to take probably in a region of 2 hours, so please do stay with me for this one because we are in for a long night. No qualifying. It is, the grid has been decided in order the cars picked. So those who were last picks, because they were the fastest, will be on the front. So the pros, the pro-ams in the middle, and the ams at the back. As ever, minimum of 5 laps on each compound tyre, times 4 fuel and tyre depletion rate. And a rolling start then. So the grid for the final time this season then is Fever leading from switchback 1 and 2 in the championship. Jonesy is 3rd, Royston is 4th, Andy is 5th, Derek is 6th, Glyn is 7th, Goy is 8th, Dusty Fossil in 9th, he's filling in tonight for Joe Burns. Mikey in 10th, Odon is 11th, Goose is 12th, Zom is 13th, Nobby is 14th, and SBY who's filling in for Beach. And we're away and running. Here we go then. And on the attack immediately, switch back right to the back of Fever as they head down towards turn 1. Is he going to go for a move into 1? Not think about Jonesy, meanwhile, has been overtaken by Royston on the run down to turn 1. So a change for P3. Head up through into the tunnel for the first time. Fever leading them around then on the soft tyre. We've got switchback on the hards. It's the soft tyre for Royston. It's the medium tyre for Jonesy and for Andy and for Derek and for Glyn and Goy. Hard for Dusty Fossil. Hard for Mikey. Hard on Odon. Goose is on the hard tyre. Zom's on the mediums. It's the hard tyre for Nobby Norris and the hard tyre for SBY at the back. So what a season this man has had. He wrapped up the Pro and the overall championship last time out at Spa. He's already off and running us further back. Then we've got Royston challenging switch back there, but the BMW just lacking the top speed to get alongside. Just back into some more slipstream, then coming into a twisty section here. Will he be able to get through on the brakes or through the curbs? Jonesy now under a threat from Andy further back. A long way around, but meanwhile has got ahead of Derek in the battle for 6th. And that is the lead in Pro-Am. Holding on, but Fever's lead already up to 2.5 seconds then over that hard shod Mazda. Of course, that will come back to him later in the race. Fever still has to use the hard tyres. The chicane then to complete that. We're going to go on board then with Fever for a lap of Trial Mountain as we didn't get a chance to in qualifying. Here's our race leader. So we come across the line then to start lap 2. A long pit straight here. Tricky left-hander. Attack the inside over the crest, then quickly flick right over the crest there. Take plenty of curb. Car goes light over that crest. Flick it into the left, use the bit of camber, then up the hill into the tunnel, down the gearbox to 2nd gear, 3rd gear, the Fever saves a bit of fuel. And over the crest again, the rear of the car gets light here. Short sprint down, then down a couple of gears into the right-hander. Pick up the throttle, get it right up against the wall. Curves to the left and flick it into the right, stay tight, just to the middle of the road. Quick squirt into the tunnel for brake. Tight to the inside there on the gravelly bit on the inside, then over to the right side into the tunnel. On the back straight we go. Great slipstreaming and overtaking opportunity at the end of this straight. The Fever is 4.2 seconds away from the nearest car, so he's not under any threat. We come over the crest and down the hill and towards the hairpin. Look for your braking marker. As late as you dare. Tip in for the rocks on the inside. Drift over to the outside then. Get back over to the left. Tight S section here. Get up against the wall on the right and then on the left, and brake as they come over the crest down the hill. Hold the apex there nicely, over to the left hand side, over the hill, down to the bottom, and flick left, and against the curve on the inside. Short squirt, then pit lane exit entrance is on the left hand side then. We're on the racing line, down to the final chicane then, brake as late as you dare, down the second gear, click it in, stay to the left, opens up the angle then for the final corner. So all on their way out there, Fever. And then it's a squirt then to the line. Our first flying lap is a 1:51.3 from Fever. So that's the pace up front. And while Switchback has held off Royston then, so despite Royston being on those soft tyres, Wes not too bad. He's not been able to make an impression further back though. Glyn is up to 5th already, and so he's now past Andy. And making good progress. And Glyn, of course, in contention for the Pro-Am title, battling Derek. He's a couple of places back behind him then. We'll go standings in a little bit and get them up and see how everything lies. Of course, we've got a big teams battle. 3 teams still in the hunt then for the overall constructors title. It's led by some Toms and some Mongs. Only Man's second, a bunch of tools in third, but they're all separated by around about 100 points, so all to play for. With Quick Fit and Auto Trader battling over P4 further back then, and then on the move now on the back of Jonesy. He's on the medium tyres, Glyn's on the medium tyres. GTR straight line speed, he's closing, he's pops to the inside. Close enough there on the brakes, can he force a mistake out of Jonesy? A little bit wide, staying a tidal line there, but not able to get through just yet. Now drag race up the hill. Not close enough. Derek then slipping back from this group in the 7th. And we've got Goy. He's snaking Sir Goose there, who's now the lead car in the AM category. Look at this gang of the cars then, Dusty Foster in there as well. And you got Zom, there's SBY, he's made a couple of places up ahead of Mikey and Odon, and then Nobby Norris in 15th. But with this pack, these guys on the hard tyres, Zom, who would have hoped to have cleared this pack as much as he could on the medium tyre. Goose is serving his half-second penalty. This pack's so close together, it's going to cost him 2 or 3 places, maybe even more. Has to filter back in just ahead of SBY there. After our train, this is then on lap 4. Odon there, who had another superb season, continues to improve. And as we saw a couple of races ago at Grand Valley, still that first victory eludes him, but he's getting ever so close to it. Into the tunnel. Dusty Foster, the cork at the bottom. So I'm looking at the inside there. Coming through the left-hander into the back straight then. As the straight line speed he's got through. So Persia there able to turn tight and gets through. Now Sir Goose coming to challenge. Using Zom's slipstream there, dragging a look at side by side behind. So moving over, that opens the lineup for Sir Goose to break later. To begin to go side by side through the corner. Goose on the outside, Mikey's wide. In the background there, SBY coming up the corner together. Sir Goose getting the place back from Dusty Fossil. Mikey held off SBY. This is squabbling over places here. Odon keeping his nose clean at the moment. Looking for a way through. SBY in the Sonic the Hedgehog car. He is scoring points for Quick Fit. Beach and then looking on the outside of Mikey into the chicane. There went Odon there trying to get involved as well as SBY took a different line. Making their way along the start finish straight. Sir Goose right on the back of Zom as they head land start finish straight. Zom covering the inside. Sir Goose is going to have to go the long way around. Zom putting the squeeze on. Sir Goose there saw the wall coming, leant on him. It's gone a little bit deep into one as a result, and that's putting back under pressure from Dusty Fossil. Ahead, Goy is now caught onto the back of Derek. Again through the tunnel. Well, it's been a revelation since he returned as well. A superb run at the high speed ring in both GT2 and GT1 the night after. And he's still on the back of Glynn. Just a little bit of time to Jonesy. Jonesy's managed to stem the attack. For now, he's pulled himself a couple of car lengths. Having said that, Glynn has just cut back into the slipstream. Is reading him back in again. Further forward, Royston still keeping Switchback honest. Switchback has now put a bit of time into them. You can see the front right tyre of that BMW is very much cooked already. We might have one more lap in that. We shall see. We might see the first pit stop further forward. Feber, look at that Feber. That tyre weight is superb on the soft tyre. This man is an absolute tyre whisperer. He's the hammer down in this stint. Build himself, well, he's got 12.8 seconds after 5 laps. That is some impressive speed from Beaver once again. And the dominant force this season, Royston is in from third then, so Royston is not going to do another lap on those tyres. He boxes. I think they were the only 2 guys on the soft tyre, weren't they? So yeah, they will be the oh no, that was Dusty Fossil peeling off. Dusty Fossil getting off the hard tyre early. Interesting. So Feber leads on lap 6 of 72. We are 1/12 of the way through this race. Switchback in second, did a good job on those hard tyres. Lap times into the 53s, 53.8. This time around, up front Feber doing 51 still. Very good like that. All 4 of his flying laps within 2/10 there. A model of consistency is there. A German efficiency personified is this man on screen. Has a 4-second lead over Glynn, and so Glynn has passed Jonesy, who's also fallen behind Andy. So Glynn up to third, having a really good opening stint in this race. And then maybe a mistake from him somewhere. Lost a couple of places. He's also cleared Derek, who's now for 6th, and Zom in 8th. SB Wise now ahead of Sir Goose. And we've got Odon and Mikey. Norris, and then we've got Royston now on the hard tyre and Dusty Fossil on the softs. So they've switched compounds. And they are on their way again then. Royston has filled the tank. Dusty Fossil taking advantage of a half full tank there to prolong his tyre life on these soft tyres, which are, as we've seen from Royston's car there, not lasting very long. And this Mercedes is particularly hard on its tyres as well. The line then to start lap 7, 51.5. Continues to be the model of consistency up front. But Jones there just taking 4th place back from Andy. Just caught that in the background there. You can see that Zom now having cleared that pack behind. Zom's now making really good progress there in that Peugeot. Has latched onto the back of his teammate, dropped SBY to the tune of 3.5 seconds, 53 flat from him. That's his personal best. You see, like, he's just got 1.2 seconds faster than his previous best times on there, so that shows you how much time he's been losing in those opening few laps in the pack. Maybe he was the wrong tyre choice to begin with. So making hay now, he's got some clear track and has immediately latched onto his teammate's tail. Goy just up the road as well, so he's on looking for a strong finish to his season. Leaving home and Chatsworth and Biggles. And 10th. So Goose has pitted. He's now on the soft tyres. So he's used his hards. Now on the softs, so he's now gone for his quick stint. Pull back some time, and he's 2.9 seconds behind Dusty Fossil. So Dusty Fossil's got the jump on him ever so slightly. Around the pit stops. Royston just ahead of them. Of course, he was running 3rd early on before he made his stop. Fever, meanwhile, continues to look at the tyre wear. After 7 laps on the soft tyre, Royston's tyres are cooked, and Fever's are good for maybe even another 2 laps. So doing a superb job of managing his soft tyres. That was his lap times. He's dropping away a little bit now, 52.1, so just dropping off a little bit now. The grip's starting to go. still pulling away from the man behind him, which is Switchback. Lead is now 17.5 seconds already. Switchback this time around is going to do 54.1, so 2 seconds slower. But then in third now, having a really good race. He's just done his personal best as well, 53.8. So you can see him look into 53s. 53.9, 53.9, 53.8. So he's getting quicker as the fuel burns off. Jonesy also going personal best last time around the 53.6. Note still in the hunt as well. But Goy, Zom's now ahead of Derek, so Derek going backwards a little bit at this stage. They're on the medium tyre as well. So I'm surprised Derek's struggling so much here at the minute. SBY now getting closer as well in the background. He's on the hard tyre, remember, he's done a 52.8, so that Subaru is really hooked up. And around here, that bodes well, of course, for Aaron and Ross tomorrow. And now 10th, Robin Harrison now ahead of Mikey. Mikey had a drama somewhere. Because they stopped people that are already dead. Yeah, indeed, Fever just laying down one last marker just to assert his dominance further in this one. Voss then has caught Royston now. To be fair, he's doing a good job of looking after those tyres, so he's been out. This is his second flying lap. This is his third flying lap. That tyre wear's not bad for 3 laps. Mercedes has got a big reputation of mullering its tyres, but it's done a good job so far. And here comes the move down the back straight, easy as you like. The SLS Mercedes moves up into 13th. Simon Goose flying in as well. He's now, of course, on his first flying lap. Fever, you're not let in. Don't text in the. No, you're in the pits. I'll let it off. I'll allow it. I'm taking off pits per lap. Well, this is a race, so it's a little bit different, isn't it? So still flying along. So you just keep doing what you're doing, my friend. So as race leader pits, then Switchback assumes the lead. Glyn is now trying to hunt him down. Zom's also now really up the pace now, right into the back of Goy. Dropping Derek, who's now falling into the clutch of SBY. Comes up the inside of Goy, into the tunnel. There's contact. More contact. Zom there, ruthless through the tunnel. And takes P5 away from Goy on SBY, having a driver in the background. He's out wide. That car bucket around. Goy's lost his rhythm a little bit there, and now Derek's on him. Oh, Andy's had a drama. Somewhere, because Zom gone through. Goy's around the outside of him as well. So Andy's had a drama somewhere. Oh, Goy's out wide there. And that's now put him under pressure from Derek. So Derek's going to take Goy and put all the some Toms and some Mongs cars all together. Goy fights back. That Renault straight line speed isn't bad. He's also got the slipstream there from the BMW and drags back ahead. They get to the braking zone. Complete lap 9. There he goes. Lights ablaze there on the Subaru of SBY. Fever has come out in 9th, so he's got a big clear track now. He's now on the hard tyre, so Fever getting his hard stint done now as well. We'll leave him free to run medium tyres then for the rest of the race, which of course is the probably optimal race tyre. Got Mikey drifting in the background then. Here the squealing tyres there. Odon's got ahead of him and has cleared off. 10th then. Goose meanwhile has passed Royston. He's now chasing down just the Boston Stud Lamborghini, drifts around the right hander there. Let's have a look then at everybody's fuel. There's a Switchback on lap 10 has got a quarter of a tank left then, so that's Mazda doing well on fuel. Tyres, of course, he's on the hard tyres, so they should be absolutely fine. Just done his personal best, fastest lap as well by a couple of tenths there, 53.5. Behind it was a 54.2 for Glyn, who is also on about a quarter of a fuel tank. So 2 or 3 more laps in that. Probably get to lap 12, I think, based on that. Tyres looking okay. Jonesy then just going back into this battle with Glyn. Of course, he's now no longer under threat from behind from Andy, who's had a moment somewhere. He's a little bit worse on fuel than Glyn. Tyre wear though is slightly better, especially on that front. As you'd expect with a front engined car, in that front right tyre a little bit more. His rear tyres, though, a little bit worse. So on then up to fourth. He's flying along now. Andy behind him, under threat from Goy. They come down to the braking zone. Right all over Derek as well, and in the background, looming up is our pole sitter. But interview then in ninth, then closing down SBY. I want to try and make quick work of these two if he can. I'm hoping they'll pit soon as well. That would help him even more. Both of them on about a quarter of a tank as well, though, so looking fine on fuel. So we might have to do it on track. We're done in a bit of a lonely 10th place at the minute. Mikey has lost a place to Nobby Norris then, so Nobby's through on Mikey. So they go through the S's together. Nobby a little bit wide there. So they compromise his exit for the final corner. Might give Mikey a chance to get a move back on him into turn one. Mikey's had a good launch off the corner. So doing the teamwork there. Mikey goes through. He takes the place there from Nobby. Drops in behind then. Oh, Goose is in, so Goose is getting off of his soft tyre. That right rear tyre is absolutely frazzled. Why are they all purple? This is a purple race. Oh, these three? No, it's just that this team is all purple. So we've got white, we've got red, we've got black and blue. White, red, blue, yellow, black. Oh, hello, Vanessa. Welcome, welcome. We better put your man on stream. There he is. There he is. Wake up, the legend that is. So, Mr. Vanesca there on screen. You don't want to be cheering on the purple ones. You need to be cheering on the white, red, and blue. Especially the one with the green mirrors. Going then on the red line in terms of fuel. Now he might have one more lap in the tank. He's going to peel off into the pits. As you can see, the answer is he's got one more lap in the tank. Those who don't know are Glyn, Jonesy, and Zom. They're in. Glyn's got 10 litres of fuel, so he's up on Jonesy. Zom has absolutely drank his fuel. He is still Tiffany Stafford. I think that's the nicknames. So. Change it to nicknames. It should become Tiffany Stafford. There he is. There he is. Yep, there's Tiffany. He's through into third place then as the pit stops start to occur. Switchback is the race leader. 9.6 seconds now over Andy. He'll also get to stop, but he'll be in this time around. Zach's also on the red line then, so it looks like 12 laps is the max they're getting out of these at the moment, in terms of the fuel anyway. Derek being challenged by SBY. Let's head down to the hairpin then. SBY down the inside, through he goes. Oh, these guys have probably got another lap in the tank there. They're not even on the red line yet. It's Fever takes advantage there of Derek going wide as SBY goes through to snatch P5 away. So place gain for Fever there, taking advantage. And they're all catching on S to the back of Goy as switchback pits from the lead. Now, there's going to be a host of pit stops here. The SBY's going to carry on. This is Derek. Yep, they're going to carry on. Andy's in. Goycott's peeled off as well. So from last to first, SBY takes the lead of the race. Coming across start for the straight. There we go. And now drops onto the red line then. So 13 laps out of a tank there. That's good fuel mileage from SBY. However, have Fever all over the back of him. fresher tyres, but he will know. If he doesn't know already, he will know soon that SBY will be pitting at the end of this lap, so he can afford to just bide his time. Hopefully Nobby Norris has also gone through, as expected. Look at Nobby's fuel. Nobby's got a couple of laps left in that then, so what's Nobby Norris up to strategy-wise? We've seen him before play the long game, and he's a couple of seconds lap slower than maybe the outright pace on the hard tyre, but is he saving himself a pit stop? Getting this extra fuel mileage. He can extend his stints. Of course, for those who can do math, you can do it on 6 stops if you can get 12 laps. However, with the tyres in question, it's not necessarily so easy. You can go a bit longer. There's the possibility of doing it on 5. Of course, soft tyres aren't going to do probably more than 7 or 8 laps maximum, so you get the mileage on the hard and the mediums. The hards, of course, are going to go plenty far enough. Just working their way through the S's. Will be SBY's in lap then. He is almost out of fuel, he's on fumes, so he will peel off to the left, take to the pit lane, which will promote Fever into the lead of the race once again then. So what's his lead over Switchback now? Switchback's now out on the hard tyre again, interestingly. Switchback doing a double hard tyre stint. Now that I didn't have on my bingo card. I thought for sure he'd be on the medium tyre now. And he's got Glyn just behind him as well, so Glyn's just pitted as well. Glyn's back on the medium tyre then, so Glyn could play a part here for Fever. Is that the Tom Jones B-side? That is unusual. The Fever leads. Nobby Norris now in second place then. He is now on the red line of fuel though, so he may have one more lap of the tank. He'll be in this lap. Switchback currently third. That will become second. Unless Glyn gets to him. Jonesy, Royston, of course, who's one of the early stoppers. He's on a very different. He's at the moment he's on a very different strategy. So he's out of sync with everybody around him. Jonesy, of course, having just pitted. It confuses the game. It'll be a long race. It's probably all going to be very confusing until the last 10 laps, and it all sorts itself out again. So get ready to stay confused for the next hour and a half with me. Royston is 6th, Andy's 7th, Zombies in 8th, SBY in 9th, having stopped as Goy. SBY has jumped Goy in the pit lane. Derek in 11th, he's pitted, he's now on the mediums. Udon's been into the pits, he's now on the medium tyres. We've got about 15 laps in. You've probably got about an hour. You can go back in like 80 minutes. So you can go cook dinner, have a bath, fine, plenty of time. The race will probably still be going on when you get back. 13th, Dusty plus 14th, so Goose now on the medium tyres. In 15th place. But he is now used both the soft and the hards, so he can now run the optimal race tyre, which is the mediums, all the way to the end. And Nobby Norris pits from P2, so he is the final person to make their first stop. 14 laps out of a tank there. It's good fuel mileage from Nobby Norris once again, trying something a little bit different. Come round, Fever is now 29 seconds ahead of Switchback then, so Switchback's interesting strategies coming to the fore once again. Now a big lead that Fever's going to have. Thought he might go for a different compound and try and respond. We've got Fever's lap times then. He's in the 53s and the 52s on the hard tyre. Switchback in the 53s and the high 53s as well. So he's losing time on the same compound. Looking very good once again for Fever at the moment. But more so if Glyn can start interfering with Switchback's race. He's now half a second back. He's on the medium tyre, the grippier tyre. Oh, look at the run he's had through there. He's had a great launch into the back straight. In the slipstream. Is he going to be close enough for a move at the hairpin? Closing. He's under a tenth. He's right under the rear wing, but doesn't go for the move. So what's Glyn up to? Driving smart. Saving a little bit of fuel. In the slipstream there of the Mazda. Just drag him along. Instead, I think Switchback's holding him up a little bit at the moment. So you might do well to try and get through here if you can. So with the Mazda on those hard tyres, looks at the inside as they come out of the penultimate corner. Nothing doing though, and to the final chicane we go. Switchback gone wide, then misses the apex at the first part of the chicane. And Jonesy's also just now starting to creep back onto the back of these guys, so Glyn's had a good launch again out of the final corner this time. This time I think he's going to go for the move. Pops to the outside. It's drag race now. Down the start finish rate, the Switchback has yielded. No point losing time. So it's an only man's 1-2. Feber leading Glyn. Switchback in third. Jonesy in fourth, having a good run as well. The season's gone on. He's got quicker and quicker and more comfortable in that Ferrari, having transitioned to his wheel. So either he's back on pad or he's finally getting on top of it. It's good to see him getting back to where he should be racing at the front of this GT2 grid. We've got 3-car scrap for fifth, but Andy has just taken back. Royston though might fancy a switchback on him. And he's got the move done then, so Andy's on the medium tyres, Royston on the hards, looking for a way back past. Got Zom on the medium tyre as well, getting involved as well. And around the outside of Royston he goes and through. So Zom takes sixth then, so Royston, having lost in P5, try and take it back, ends up losing P6 as well. Now a drag race down the back straight. Royston knows that BMW isn't as quick in a straight line. It's not brilliant either, but it's a little bit quicker there. And Royston not able to pop out and make a move. Also on the hard tyre. The medium's on the Peugeot, so Royston might be better just letting that one go. A couple of laps to go until his next stop. Looking at his fuel. Point he will imagine go onto the medium tyre, and then he has run his tyre allocation for the night. That box ticks SBY in 8th. Still Goy chasing him down. Once again SBY on the hards, of course, as a GT1 level driver. Filling in, he cannot use the medium tyres, so he can only use the softs or the hards. For anybody who watches SBY's channel, he has been torturing himself this week, throwing around the Renault Clio V6 at Bathurst at the time. So it was fun to watch as a man slowly melting in his own head. Fair play to him, but wow, that leaderboard. Some quick ones again. Going 9th, Derek is 10th. Second ahead of Mikey, who's now on the medium tyres. Again on the medium tyres. Then we've got Odom just behind them. He's on the medium tyre now as well. So we shed the hard tyres. And he's already into the 53, so I've been considerably quicker. And we've got some grippier tyres on. Nobby Norris in 13th then. Now on the medium tyre as well. We've got Dustin Flynn 14th. Houston in 15th. He's had a very up and down season. We've seen him challenger right at the front this season, and then we find him tonight at the back currently as his teammate race leader is in for his second stop then, so getting off the hard tyres. So if Liz in the stream, because he's 16 watching, please do like and comment in the stream. Just like before you go. Like the stream, like the stream, like the stream, like the stream, like the stream. With the stream. And then coming around, Fever changing his tyres. He's a long pit lane here. So Glyn should come around and take the lead of this race. Switchback slipping back towards Jonesy now. Fever topping the tank up. So Glyn takes the lead. Switchback goes through as well. He's going to third. Fever will be on his way in a second, but Andy and Zom are going to go through as well. Or are they? Maybe not. No, he's going to come out ahead of them, I think. There is Andy, there is Andy. Fever is out, he's on the medium tyres, so he has now done his tyre allocation. It's all 3 compounds used. So he can now move the lights to the end. He's got a nice bit of clear track as well. A couple of seconds up the road to Jonesy. So switch back then. He was running P2 earlier on. He's now only looking up there. About 3 seconds ahead of Fever, who was a pit stop ahead of him. And has used all his tyre compounds as well, so. Of course, on different strategies, Fever having started on the softs, has obviously made an extra stop. Early pace then from Fever once again. Glyn then leading this one now. Good week at Grand Valley. Had a bit of an off week last time out at Spa. A couple of incidents in the sprint race. And Spike running at the sharp end for a good chunk of the main race. Faded by the end. Jonesy has now latched onto the back of Switchback then, so those hard tyres. Let's see what Switchback does for the rest of the stint, but Jonesy now all over him, and Fever is rapidly closing in as well. And the 2 purple cars of Andy and Zom also not too far away. There they are. SBY having a big old slide and tank slapper at the final corner, gathers it up. Casey Stoner drifts the rear end of that car out of the final corner. It's put Goy right into the back of him again. Goy on those medium tyres. Now fancy taking that place back. Goy, who did the 52s on lap 17. That was his personal fastest lap of the race. Derek in 9th then, with Mikey now closing down on him. Both of them on the medium tyres. Time around half a tenth between the lap times. But Mikey had a 52.7 on lap 17, while Derek had a 54 flat, so Mikey's got significantly less fuel as well, so all playing a part. Odon also homing into view now, just 1.1 seconds off the back of these two, and closing. I'll be in 12th, just Apostle in 13th, Goose right behind him. Royston has pitted and is now on the medium tyre, so he has also now fulfilled his tyre requirements for the race. Jones has had a drama and slipped back to 4th, so being attacking Switchback, he's now lost a place. He finds himself down in 4th behind Fever. The front 3 pro drivers in the race, 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the moment. This opportunity to get into the standings. So as I touched on earlier, Fever wrapped up the pro title last time out. He has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 victories this season out of 19 races. That is sheer dominance from him. That's in the class anyway. So yeah, 12 class victories this season. Andy is 2nd on 79, 9 points ahead of Switchback then, so Switchback can't catch him either, so yeah, so Andy's confirmed in 2nd, Switchback will be 3rd, Royston will be 4th. Oh, it's like double points this week, isn't it? So let's have a look. So yeah, Switchback can beat Andy if Andy disconnects, and Switchback beats Fever. So we'll see. Switchback can finish no lower than the third. Royston can't catch him, but Jonesy can catch Royston. 8 points between those two. So that's a battle for the Pro category. In Pro-Am, Derek still leads the way on 83.5 points. 78 points for Glyn. 74 for Mikey, so that could all change still. But again, for Mikey to overhaul Derek would require Derek to disconnect. 9.5 points. Mikey would need to win the category, and in a minute, Glyn is doing that for him. And we've got Goes in Pro-Am, and then Mikey and Derek. So Derek currently for 4 points. 4 points for that one, so it'd be enough just for Derek on course to wrap up the Pro-Am title as things stand. We shall see. Further back then, Joe Burns, who's obviously been covered tonight by Dusty Fossils on 44.5. 10.5 points ahead of Goy, so Goy can't catch him. So Goy's late assembly to the championship. Oh, Mikey's off! Coming over the crest there, the back end gets light, and he's buried the throttle and spun around. And SPY is now on Zom's tail, and Andy. We're now closing in on Glyn, having got past Switchback finally for the lead. And doing a really good job on that fuel. Look at that fuel. He's got loads of fuel left. And then as he chases down Pro-Am class win, can he get there in the championship as well? We shall see. In the AM category then, Odon leads the way on 92 points. He is 5 ahead of Sir Goose. It's going to be between those two then for the for the AM title. Zom is in third. 65.5 points. Which apparently is behind Nobby, who apparently, according to Jonesy's standing, has 68 points. So some math problems there for him, with Beach in 5th. In the overalls, as I mentioned already, Fever has wrapped up the title. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 victories this season across 19 races. That is. He's basically won every other race this season, so what a drive that is from him. Odon is second in the points for the AM, and from him on 282. And we've got Goose in third on 265, Andy in fourth on 261. As the things stand, Andy would jump ahead of Goose. Even Odon as well, he's down in 10th. He's just pitted, so fresh tyres, so we'll try and start making some progress here. Up front then, you imagine that Fever will go through at some point here. Glyn's tyres looking second hand. Fever does have quite a big advantage, so doesn't need to pressure his teammate too much then. Switchback is 5th in the standings overall on 243. With Derek just behind him on 238.5. Glyn is then next on 235, and Nobby Norris on 200. 194 points for Mikey. Zom on 185.5. There's 156 for Royston. 134 for Jonesy. 107 for Goy Carp. 99 for Beach. We've got Hansa Maxim no longer here, and Joe Burns on 33 as Glyn pits from the lead of the race, and Jonesy follows him in. So who takes over then? Team standings then, coming into the final week then. Toms and some Mongs lead the way on 1,372 points. They have 7 wins to their name this season. Second is Onymans on 1,355.5 points, 14 wins to their name. The gap then is 16.5 points between the top two, and then in third we've got a bunch of tools on 1,321, so 51 points between the top 3 in the standings. They've got 8 victories to their name this season. Then further back we've got Oz Trader on 1,122 with 4 wins to their name, and Quick Fit in 5th on 1,055, and they've got 5 wins to their name. Question for the room: what has been everybody's favourite GT2 race this season? A standout drive, a standout victory? Let me know in the comments there what was your favourite GT2 race for this season. I must admit, I enjoyed the high speed ring race. I thought the tactical battle there that was going on between Goose, Odon and Goy was a really good battle. That shaped up really nicely. Goose prevailing at the end there, but at any point Odon and Goy looked like they could have won that one. Yeah, please let me know what was your GT2 highlight for this season, season 25 of FTRL's GT League. Fibelise then, 4.1 seconds over switchback. SBY in third. And we just overhauled Andy, but Andy's going back at him. Just drag racing down to the chicane, and Andy's got back ahead on the brakes. There you go. So we're hanging out around the outside, but drops back in behind. Retakes third then. See the leaders there in the distance, heading up towards turn 1. Fifth place is Goy Kart, then he's on his in lap now. Red line on his fuel. Starts lap 24. Derek in 6th place. Odon just edging forward, slowly but surely. Making his way forward now. 7th, we've got Noah Norris in 8th place. Look at again, the fuel. We know he's doing wonders on his fuel here. And we got to lap 14 in the first in, and we're going to see him get to lap 28. Are the tyres going to last is the other question as well. That front light looking a little bit worse for wear. His lap time's significantly better. He was doing 55s and 56s, he's now doing 53s and 54s on the mediums. Glynn, having just stopped, is now on the hard tyre. He's in 9th. Jonesy also on the hard tyre then, so those two are mirroring each other at the moment. So he's got 4 seconds on the Ferrari. Zom's on the hard tyre as well. So the one who just pitted. Hard tyre then, Royston now on the mediums, closing in. And of course he's on a different strategy because he pitted earlier. He was on the soft tyres to begin with. So he's off strategy with a few people ahead of him. We'll see how that all filters out a little bit later on. Currently at now 1/3 race distance. 5 minutes in the bag. Long old slow, looking at 2¼ hours to get this one wrapped up. Then Mike in 13th there, we saw having a bit of a spin earlier. He's now on the fresh medium tyres and on his way. Goose in 14th. Ahead of Dusty Fossil, who's now out on the medium tyre as well. Switchback pits from 3rd. Astas, Andy, Goy and Odon are all in this time around. The question for the room is, what was everybody's favourite GT2 race of this season? Serenely on his way, 11.7 seconds ahead of SBY. Derek in 3rd. He's a lap or 2 away from a pit stop. Norris is quite a few laps away from a pit stop still, probably going to look at 28 for him. I think he's trying to do 1 stop less, bring himself into contention that way. We've seen him do it before. It worked out wonderfully for him at St. Croix earlier in the season where he got a podium, and he was very nearly on the podium again at Daytona before getting pipped on the final lap by Andy and Goose. And then now back up to 5th place, and he's ahead of Switchback now. What's Switchback on? The Switchback's now on the medium tyres, so he's got off the hard tyres. Just wondered, did he mean to run hards twice? Let's see. Now finds 46 seconds off the lead of the race. So the question is he going to filter out now? Let's see what kind of times he can do now he's on a quicker tyre. James is in 7th. And he's in 8th. He's on the medium tyre and chasing him down. Then he's ahead of Zom. So he's fresh out the pits. Plays ahead of his teammate. Royston with the BMW. He's been on those medium tyres a bit longer. Of course, been pitting earlier for the soft tyres in his opening stint. Going 11th. And we've got Mikey and Odon. Odon closing in on Mikey. Mikey once again showing flashes of speed of, I think, back to Sardinia, where he stuck it on pole comprehensively. Led to the first lap and then span. And, there might be a little bit downhill from there. So once again showing flashes of speed, but not quite nailing that consistency. Odon starting to trouble him. Both of them are not long on the bit of Odon, they're slapping the wall. Coming out the final corner, that would have stalled his progress slightly, and that's given Mikey a couple of extra car lengths breathing room. Goose there in the background. Of course, our winner from the high speed ring. Dusty Fossil, of course, he will be back with us next season. It's good to have him back. Coming tonight for Joe Burns. Even then leading the way still. 13.6 seconds then over SBY, who is in the pits this time around. Okay, 13 lap stint there from him. That will also be in this time. He's about out of fuel. Nice, however, his fuel's looking good, but his tyres are not. That front right tyre. Being very angry. The medium tyres are not lasting as well as the hard tyre did for him. Switchback meanwhile has caught the back of Glyn. I saw Glyn drifting out of the left-hander there. Struggled to pass Switchback for a couple of laps. Now Switchback's finding the same problem. It was fairly evenly matched. Final corner we go. See that Nissan now getting a really good launch off the corner, pulling itself another car length or two. Still pulling away, in fact. So yeah, what a launch off the corner there from Glyn. He's still pulling away now. Finally, the Mazda starts to close up in the slipstream, but yeah, he's safe into turn one. They're aggressive, and he's on the dirty air there through the S's. Those undulating crests there, all big slide as well. Mazda not liking the dirty air. Following the Nissan. That first sector there, very technical. Trying to set up a move then into. And here's he up the inside. He has back up the inside line, and through he goes. And Switchback then clears Glyn. In the battle for third, and Nobby Norris ahead of him. Because he's on a very different strategy. So with his tyre wear, I don't think Nobby Norris will be a threat. Following his own race, then can Glyn respond? A better launch that time though. This is still closing ever so slightly. I think he is safe. The medium tyres should have better braking ability as well. This is very good on the brakes, so throwing it into the inside. As we go. SPY then is now in 5th place, so he's ahead of Jonesy. So bringing himself into contention here, SPY. Despite having to run the hard tyres. There's one set of softies at some point in this race. We'll be saving them for later on. Here's the end. These cars are moving their way through the tunnels. explained already. Yes, Biggles Green, the high speed ring was probably the best race. It did have a bit of rain, yeah, that threw a bit of a mixed spanner into the works for some drivers, but most of them played it nicely. Losing in on Jonesy. Hard tyres, they're not quite able to have the pace there, as you'd expect putting the hard tyres in this thing, but still doing a solid job. Consistently in the 54s the last 3 laps. Going to bring himself in as well. Medium tyres. Fever is in from the race lead, meanwhile. In 10th, ahead of Mikey. Got a bit of daylight between himself and Odon. So Odon was right with him a couple of laps ago, but Mikey's now pulled away, although Mikey has got less fuel in, so might be playing a factor. Maybe Odon's had a poor lap this time around, because the lap times have been fairly consistent between the two. Odon came out of the pits a couple of laps ago. Wilson's in as well. Mikey's having a big slide as he caught it. There he's going the other way. Slaps the wall on both sides, and through goes Odon. They're lighting the rear tyres up there, slap the wall on the left, slap the wall on the right. Kept it pointing the right way though, so not too much time lost there, but dented the confidence. Now he needs to regroup. Goes head back down again and try and chase down Odon. Now behind them, and there's Sagoose. He's starting to factor. That's the people he needs to, so chase down his Odon, who's in 9th. Those two are battling over both P. Oh, he's caught the wall on the inside there. Battling over P2 in the standings overall, but also for the AM category title. Organized home pitted is now on the medium tyres. Just behind him, and then Royston, who's also just pitted. Fever has pitted, has come back out in the lead. And the medium tyres, and so him and Switchback are squared up on tyres. Switchback's just done his personal best fastest lap of 53.1. Although Fever's in that was a 52.1. 27 there, so it does look like Fever's got the measure of Switchback in this one. Of course, Fever's used all his tyres, hasn't he? So Switchback still has the softs to use at some point. Might try and might bring himself into contention somewhere along the lines. Be a shorter pit stop for him. Blues doing really well in 3rd. A really good race here. A really good end to the season there. Last few weeks, and Spa was a bit of a downer for him, but a really strong week at Grand Valley, as I mentioned earlier. A late charge for up the standings as well. Bag himself a podium here. That said though, he's been caught by SBY. That Subaru is working very well around here, even on the hard tyres. Still has the soft tyres to use at some point, as does Lynn. Get his hard tyre stint out of the way at the moment. Taking his paint. Jonesy now under threat then from Andy as well. Hard tyres, and he's on the mediums. The pros for their respective teams. He's able to corner tight. They get a better line, gets a good exit off the hairpin. So if he wants to go side by side through here, there he backs out of it wisely. The braking zone, they're very tricky braking zone. You've got to brake as you come over the crest there to get the nose of the car on the ground, because it goes light over the crest. Going downhill, you don't want to be waiting for the car to start gripping again. You get ahead for the wall. So sensible there, backing out of that one. himself up for another way leg off the corner then, so he is closing. Slipstream. It's not going to be close enough then into turn 1. Cornering nicely there through that high-speed S's section. And then on the brakes, on those medium tyres, BMW closing right back onto him. Wider next to there, Andy, but still keeping the pressure on. Further back then, Goikov is catching Zom as well. 54.1 from Zom last time, with the 53.4 from Goy. Took 7/10 out of him. Saw Zom put a robust move on Goy earlier in the race. And will Goy return the favour? Ahead of Mikey, we saw Mikey have that drama. And off we go. Coming up the final corner. Regroup though. Up down to a 52.9 last time around, so back into his rhythm. Who meanwhile has cleared Derek. And he's now up to 11th. He is due a pit stop this time around. Derek taking his pain on the hard tyres. 13th, Dusty in 14th. A few seconds back, Royston ran so well earlier on. Jumped Jonesy off the start. Third in the first stint, but has been off strategy ever since. So she'll come back to him a little bit later on, but finding himself 1 minute 11 off the fever. We're on similar strategies. Fever ran a couple laps longer on the softs at the start, but the pit sequence is working. Has built himself a comfortable lead. He's 14.5 seconds up on switchback, 51.6 last time from Fever. It's only 4/10 off his best lap on the soft tyre. Give you an indication. That is how quick he is going. Switchback is a 52.8, so that's 1.2 seconds despite being on the same tyre with less fuel. Gets a little bit more wear in that to factor in, but Fever is just laying down a big marker again tonight. Roy has passed Glynn in the battle for third. Chalked out as a beach podium. I'm sure he won't mind. That said, Glenn's not finished. This car's on the hard tyres. Glenn's got less fuel, so his pit stop's due in probably 2 laps time. 2 or 3 laps time. The crest we go. Lights ablaze on the Subaru. Giving chase as we head down then to the final chicane. Complete lap 32. Still not a half race distance. Been racing for an hour and 2 minutes. Still 3 laps away from half race distance. Long night ahead. We appreciate everybody staying with us. 53 flat, 54 from Glynn. That'll probably be as a result of the overtake. Closing right up into turn 1 there, but having to lift as they get through the first couple of corners there in the dirty air of that Subaru. Strategies, so get the benefit of the undercut. Pitting a couple of laps time. Jonesy has still been able to resist the advances of Andy. He's still very much there. To the back straight we go. Good launch there and stretching his legs down the back straight. Being in the slipstream range there, the Ferrari continues to pull away. The BMW there. BMW not the strongest car in the straight line, but good on the brakes. back in a couple of tenths there at the hairpin. And Jonesy will be in this time around. Looks like he's got one more lap in the tank. Jonesy's been a little bit worse on fuel this time around. He's still got a quarter of a tank, so he's got 2 or 3 more laps in the... Well, Glyn is in, to be fair. No, I thought Glyn might go one more lap, but he's in. He's got 11 litres of fuel in. Jonesy behind him has 6. So once again, Glyn doing a good job on his fuel. And that will release Andy, which will, I'm sure, make him very sad. It sounds like he was really enjoying himself being behind Jonesy there. He's going to carry on as Zom pits as well. And Mikey is in as well from 10. Fresh tyres, he's on his way again. What superlatives can you say about this man in the season? 10 victories out of 19 races, a long way on his way to make it 11 from 20. And that is about as dominant as you're going to get. In a couple of weeks where he didn't have the best car, still got good results, but when he has got the car, the best car, or one of the cars to be in the mixer, he has more than maximised his performances. Double victory last time out at Spa. 2 victories at Grand Valley as well the week before. So a very strong end to Fever's season once again. And that, I think, will see him promoted back to GT1 next season, where he probably belongs. So he's going to terrorise the GT1 boys with his ridiculous speed and consistency. Switchback having very much an up and down season. In a couple of races where he has been absolutely superb and untouchable, and there have been times this season where he has made somewhat uncharacteristic mistakes. So a couple of them at high speed ring, didn't span on lap 1 under dry, span later on again in the wet as well. Has pulled away as Glyn has pitted, so Andy's up to 4th. 5th, Odon in 6th. Teammate there closing in there, so these two have been running close together for a good chunk of the season when they've been together. We saw them battling at high speed ring for the win. Yeah, drone going 2 shot. Norris in 7th, Derek in 8th, and the 2 Mitsubishis together as well. Glyn just behind them on a fresh set of mediums then, so he's done his hard tyre stint. Goes back onto the preferred medium tyre. 5 seconds on Jonesy. Just behind him. And Zom, and Royston, there's Mikey. Goose. A bit further back, but that's looking like a big old handful through there. Audio. I've got audio. I don't know. Switch back then in from P2. Interesting there. Okay. Interesting there. So, switch back in with 12 litres left and bloody tyre as well there. Just surprising maybe not done another lap there just to give himself more of a window later on in the strategy, but he's in from what was P2. There goes SBY, Andy, Goy, Odon goes through. Fuel going in. Norris coming down to the final corner. We've got Derek and Glyn closing in. Now Glyn's the one that Switchback needs to worry about. Switchback's short fueled. What DR rating? It would depend in GT2. I would imagine there's quite a few B's and C's in here, I think. A couple of A's in there as well, I think. I'm a bit sure that Sean and Phoebe will both be A ranks, if they maybe do a bit of the online racing. Switchback, lighting the tyres up there. Got to wait for those tyres to come in, Zach. This is the tyre model updated. Tyre warp is definitely. I think most of the guys are probably in sort of the B. It depends how much daily racing they do, really. If you say marker, I'd say B ranked. I know a lot of these guys don't do much in the way of the daily racing. As anybody who does daily races now, it's a bit of a minefield sometimes, the quality of the driver you go up against, so it's understandable that you don't want to get involved sometimes. So he's out just behind Royston. Different strategies on in 12th. He's now back on the medium tyres, so he's done his hard tyre stint. It's Andy Pitts from 3rd. That will be peeling off as well. In he comes. Running the tank dry there. Maximising as does Odon. Good stint there from Odon. Look at Odon's consistency there as well. Look, 53.2, 5.6, 52.7, and 53.2, 53.4, 53.7, 53.8, 53.8. So Odon there. Superb consistency from him. He's bringing himself into contention for a good result here. He's also on his way towards winning the AM category title. To beat Sir Goose, who is relinquishing a bit further back at the moment. Superb job from Odon once again tonight and this season as a whole. As we've got the Phoebe's lead is back up to 24 seconds over SBY. Back in 3rd, and Norris in 4th, of course, on his alternate strategy. He's back to 5th place now. Ahead of Andy, who's now on the hard tyre, so Andy now taking his hard tyre pain. So I should see Glyn able to pull away. And the switchback has done a short stint. Very short stint. There's under fuel there to get out ahead. So the switchback's changed strategy there now, but you can see there he's getting his tyres warmed up. He's been caught both Nobby Norris and by Glyn, so Glyn's the one he's racing. He's on a different strategy, so he probably won't put too much of a fight here as Glyn closing in. He's going to go for a move into the hairpin, is he? Yes, he is, down the inside. Through he goes. Looking left from Glyn. No, he saw it coming. Not fighting because he knows that's not his race. Sensible driving once again there from Nobby. He tries to something a little bit special. We've seen him do. And Glyn immediately onto the back of switchback, so switchback is going to get no respite here. Now they're on the same tyre again. And he fancies himself an outright podium. Right on the back of switchback. Looking across the line then, we are now into the second half of the race finally. So as we go, we're on board then with Glyn as we hunt down after our switchback. Blue in his Sector 1. These are GT3 cars, so GT2 is just the name of this division for us. So we've got two divisions, we've got a Friday League and a Thursday League. This is GT2, the Friday League is GT1. That's the reason for, yeah, there were GT3 cars, so just to be confusing there. He's saying he's lagging like a mother trucker. Plug it away, mate. Keep going. It's just points on the board. It's better than nothing. So yeah, this is it's basically just our our group now. So it's GT2 is the league, but GT3 cars this season. Of course, the theory behind the car selection for this season, or the list of cars, was that just cars that we never really use or haven't been used much. So we've got the Subaru BRZ, which was used one season where we had 8 cars to choose from, and it was one of the 8 cars, and you had to use each car once. We've got the Mazda, which has featured once before. We do, yes, and a couple of extras as well floating around. Yes, so this season, yeah, we've got 15 in each division this season. Space for a commentator. We've got a couple of floating spares who've been in the league, maybe taking a break this season and coming back next. So, switch back to the spin. He's going to hit the wall. He saves the spin, but off the track he goes. Goose has lagged out, unfortunately. Oh, you can see he was lagging. Anglin takes P3 from switch back, who's sideways again. Oh, Goose, mate. Solid season, mate. Unlucky that. It's a big shame there for Goose. And so that then will confirm Odon as the AM title winner. SPY pits as well, and so race leader and second place are in. Which back then needs to be grouped. Then having had that massive slide, we saw him catch it. Then he's on the grass. He got dirty tyres. But back towards Nobby Norris, and Andy's not a million miles back either. So Andy's still in the hunt there for a podium. Then using his soft tyres then. So SPY is going for his soft tyre stint then. Topped up 2/3. He's on his way. He was back out on the medium tyre as expected. Third, switch back behind him. Regrouped. We'll come back now at him. So we saw him have that drama last time around. Big slide here. No dramas this time. There you can see how quickly then he's caught back up. Done again, further back, and they go through on Nobby Norris. Yeah, Nobby Norris is on a different strategy there. He's trying to go for 1 pit stop less. Got maybe 2 laps in the tank. His next stop. He's done his hard tyre stint already. Ooh, Nobby Norris there, get caught. How about the slipstream very nearly to the back of Andy? Just want to avoid him. How long is the season? So this season has been 10 weeks. We've got a mix of race formats. But yeah, 10 weeks of racing for us this season. We have a mixture of some sprint weeks, some mixed sprint enduros, and then some enduro races. Right, so this is one of our endurance races. Not normally this long. This is the longest race I think we've ever done. So I think I'll start this one. But yeah, usually the races are about sort of an hour or so. The endurance races, sprint races tend to be sort of 20 minutes. To get involved, please do messages at _FTRL_ on Twitter. You can find a link there to the Discord, I believe. If not, somebody will send you a link. Be involved. Please do so. I think we are subscribed for next season, but there'll be opportunities for reserving to get your foot in the door that way. hopefully if we get the demand back, we can bring back GT3 as well, which was run on Wednesdays. But, for the time being, we've got 2 full divisions turning up regularly. That's what we want to see. 4 grids. He's just dropped onto the red line. I think he's got 1 more lap in him. He's there in the background. Not too much of an impression in a minute, despite having a more flat-out strategy compared to Darwin Norris. They might be doing a really good job. They're down in P6 now, but he's got 1 stop less to make. They can see him just struggling to get the car turned there. That right front tyre taking a beating once again as he clings on, working extra hard for extra long compared to everybody else who's doing sort of 11 or 12 laps. Oh, Sean's in the wall. Just cut back there. I was going to say in P2 he's obviously just at a short. I'll do my best, mate. Yes. I don't think it'll save me. It's 2 hours. It's going to be 2 hours long. I'm not going to see it. It won't save. Oh no, it might save. It will save. Sorry, it will save. I just can't share it. That's all. But yes, I will try and remember. Somebody will save it for me. But remind me at the end of the stream, and I will save it, and I will clip my video for you. So SBY then, who's on his soft tyre stint, so once we're making most of these tyres, you can see he's gone purple through sector 1 there, but we just caught him having a big old smash there coming out the final corner. Himself into contention for the podium. So Subaru 1-2 Fever is just majestic on his way. Look at it again there, 52.5. Look, he's just 3/10 off his best time. No, it's like 52.5, I wouldn't know, 51. Ignore me, I'm talking rubbish. For a long race, and I've definitely got one. I thought we did a long sprint race last week at Spa. It was 30 minutes. It was purple through sector 1. As he kept that pace up, is he going to snatch the fastest lap away from Fever? The survey says 1-2, it's a 50.3 from SBY then. SBY laying down the marker. Well, that is, and bearing in mind he started the lap. Whoa, there's a big old tank snapper there getting over the curb. He was slow obviously starting that lap because he had the penalty and he caught the barrier coming out of the final chicane there, so the fact that he's done a 50.3, there's probably a 49 in there. Realised he's got some open track here and thought, let's just make use of these soft tyres. He's a 10th down in sector 1 this time though, so going to be any improvement from him this time around. Let's see when he hooks up the second sector, but those tyres are already starting to go away. Let's see how his times are doing when he gets to the second checkpoint, which is the run up after this hairpin. 15 seconds ahead of switchback. Still has to use his soft tyres as well, don't forget. Does he claw back his time? The answer is no, he's 3/10 down now, so I think the best of those tyres are done. So he's smashed the fastest lap. It was a 51.2, it's now a 50.3. I'm sure Fever won't mind too much. I mean, there's not like a German driver in FTRL would risk it all to go for fastest lap and ruin the race. No German driver in FTRL would do that. Suspect then has claimed 3rd place back then from Glyn. Meanwhile, Glyn is hanging on to him, keeping him minus 1.7 seconds between these two. Another great drive from Glyn. He's another one who's come really strong second half of this season. Had a bold choice to go for the And so that's Andy Pitts from P5. Four, so 53 fours in a row there from Glyn. And done 1-2 laps previously. I think he lost the place to Zach on 50 on lap 41 there. You can see him losing a little bit of time on that lap, so it's just the overtake happened there. So good consistency once again for Glyn. He's putting him in the window for a podium. He's on for the Pro-Am victory. Hand a little bit there. The bold call that Nissan, because that's the 2013 version, which as the BOP goes is not very favourable at the minute. Neither GTR have got great BOP at the minute on the game, so he's done a very good job to get the results he's been doing in that car. And he won across both divisions to pick the GTR. And that's coming from somebody who is a little bit associated, stroke in love with this car. So. To 1.2, he's catching, switch back again. Very, very well. Again, across we go. And that's just up onto the red line of fuel, so what's the guess for the team standings? So what have we got then? So we've got Fever in first. He's one of them back to Markin, switch back, not only one, so Glyn fourth, who's pitting now. James is not maximum. We've got Zom in sixth, Mikey sideways in seventh. Obviously, only man's down to 2 now, so that's going to take a little bit of a hit there, but both drivers going well, so they're going to claw back some points. Tools, got Mikey in seventh, in 11th. Jesus Christ, cat. Rushing in 14th, so a bunch of tools losing some ground here. Only man's gaining a little bit, but having lost Goose to a disconnect, might even itself out. So still advantage for the Mongs. We shall see. Jonesy doing the maths before tomorrow's race to see what needs to be done. Glyn then taking his soft tyres. He's going to try and overhaul, switch back in this stint, is he? So Glyn then using his soft tyre stint now. Short fueled. Switchback still has to use his soft tyres, so that will come back to him later on, but he's going to try and undercut him now. They're going off strategy. Going on Goy, once again circulating together. They've been closing up on each other all race. Goy's running a good pace, but Odon's just been quietly going about his business. Closing in. Let's be wise tyres doing them. We've got another 50.8 there. Oh, he's caught the wall again though. 51.6 last time around, so the soft tyres are going away from him. There's his lap time this time. 51.5. Switchback pits from third now. Does he respond to Glyn? Here's the question. What tyres is he going to go on to? So I'm short fuel that stint. What tyres are going to go on to this Mazda? Is he going to try and cover off Glyn the stint? We'll find out. Probably guess from how much fuel goes into the car. Drops down. Time now. It'll be a soft tyre stint. If he fills it up, it'll be mediums. Looks like he's filling up, so I think it's more mediums than for switchback. So Glyn's going to go through. Full-time short fuel, so he'll go through. Switchback's on his way now. Jonesy, there's Nobby Norris. He's back out again, having made his third stop. SBY is in from second then, so his soft tyre stint done. He's backed himself the fastest lap, improving a point. I think is SBY now clear, so he's going to obviously back onto the hard tyres now. Glyn and Switchback are the guys he's racing, I think. Glyn, Switchback and Andy. Jonesy, that group there. And Glyn's going to be motoring along now, so has he got enough to catch SBY? SBY is now filling the tank, and Glyn's coming down to the final couple of corners. I think SBY is going to be ahead. Glyn's only now entering the final chicane. SBY has filled the tank. On his way, we've got Goy and Odon coming down the start finish straight, but it's going to come out ahead of him. So yeah, I think SBY is now clear in P2. So Cleaver leading the way. SBY now I think is second, so now I think it's the battle over the final step of the podium, which I think is between Glyn, Switchback, Andy and Jonesy. I don't know where Goy and Odon feature into this. It's probably not going to come apparent until everybody makes their final stop, so that's probably where we're going to see that final see where everybody's actually at. They're lagging a little bit. Jerky on screen. Okay there, but Odon closing in. Ever so slightly better on his tyres. His front right. About the same on fuel. Chase them down just on the 51.9, and that's his fastest lap of the race. Switchback picked himself up a half-second penalty then, so he's been wild somewhere, probably in that first sector. He's on the grass. Where are you going, Zach? Glyn's lap time this time around. He's catching the two Renaults hand over fist. 52.2. Goy and Odon has got ahead of Goy, meanwhile, just ahead of them, but they're both in this time around, so Glyn can afford to just stay behind these guys. He doesn't need to attack here. Back and then as they head down to the braking zone. Right, move on Goy then. He's got the inside of Goy coming off the corner. He's going to get involved here. Doesn't need to. Oh, we're going to go side by side to the S's. That's brave. Goy gets back ahead. Doesn't need to make that move. Glyn, they're going to be in this time around. Both peel off to the left. Glyn's going to go in as well, is he? No, he was just trying to avoid them. So they both come in on absolutely zero fuel, so Odon and Goy. The tank's absolutely dry. Glyn lining the rear tyres up at the final corner. for 5th. Solid run. We've got Jonesy and Nobby Norris behind him. Nobby Norris has now finally stopped the pace a little bit here. So Nobby Norris is bringing himself into contention, as we thought he might do. With his alternate strategies, run long. Hard on the medium tyres, done. Still got to use his soft at some point. Jones has just picked up a half-second penalty then, so that will release Nobby Norris if he can stay close enough by the end of the lap. He's on an 8th, he's back on the medium tyres. Showing in the first in the race having really good pace there as he finally sort of cut through the pack, got himself into the top 5. Derek with Mikey behind him. Battle of Pro-Ams. You can hear the grumble of that Stuttgart V8 just behind them. It's just Fossil in the Mercedes on board. Just to this V8 Symphony powering this SLS. Done up ahead there, into 9th place he goes. Up then, so Odon I think ran out of fuel as they got into the pits, and as a result he's ended up behind Royston. Goy is 4 seconds up the road there, so tank. Twice for the tank. He's for the tank as well there, so it's just not really worked out very well there for Odom. He's still a bit of time. Just Fossil's in meanwhile, as is Fever from the lead of the race. Fever in. Someone's coming through the tunnel, but he's that far back, he's not going to get ahead. The battle early at the minute. P6 at the minute. It's Jonesy in 6th. Nobby Norris behind him in 7th. It's on 3 seconds behind them. And Peugeot in 8th. Mikey, Derek, Goy. And Odom battling as well. Odom now just sweeping up the inside through the tunnel. He's on fresher tyres. Slipstream, Renault pulling away there. Everyone Royston lifted there just to give him some room on the brakes. He's on second-hand medium tyres. He's also due in this time around, so not needing to fight that one. Pull away. Glyn is in meanwhile, so got his soft tyre stint. Bit of time into switchback. Switchback still has to use his soft tyres. Zom's also catching them. As I said before, the gap was 3 seconds, is now 1.4. So Zom's had good pace on the medium tyres, as we saw in stint 1. Now chipping away at that gap to Nobby Norris. Now Nobby Norris we know is on a different strategy. 54s, not on 53s. Review of the season, shall we? Go back over the season and see who did what. And so week 1, of course, we were at Dragon Trail Gardens. It was a sprint week, and there were victories for, it was FIBA who won race 1, Derek who won race 2, before FIBA wrapped up a victory in race 3. In race 2 it was St. Croix Endurance, and once again FIBA was victorious there. Norris got himself a podium. Week 3 was Daytona. It was a mixed week with a sprint and an endurance race, and it was Andy who was victorious in the sprint race before Zom was victorious in the endurance race. The drive that was from him. Really nailed that one there. He does enjoy Daytona, so we'll be hoping Daytona's on next season's calendar as well. Week 4 was Alsace, and it was a sprint week, of course, where we did the qualifying at the test track before the race at the Alsace village, and it was victory for FIBA in races 1 and 2 before Switchback then picked up his first victory of the season in race 3. Week 5 was the endurance race at Kyoto, and that was victory once again there for Switchback then, so winning back-to-back races, having finally broken his duck. Week 6 was Sardinia, and it was a sprint week then. The first race was victorious, was Andy, although it was a cover, so he was covering that week. Somebody from GT1 then covering and won that race. Race 2 was won by Switchback. No, it wasn't. It was won by Derek. No? No, it was Goose. That was it. Sorry, Goose won the race. Sorry, but it was unsafe. That was it. Look at the wrong column. So yeah, Goose won, or unsafe won for Goose in race 1 at Sardinia. Switchback won race 2 before FIBA was victorious in race 3. Week 7 we were at the high speed ring, of course, where it was Sir Goose victorious for himself this time in that great battle with Goy and Odon. In week 8 it was Grand Valley. It was double victory for FIBA in races 1 and 2, where he very cruelly denied Odon his debut victory in that second race by pipping him on the end of the penultimate lap. And Sir Goose was victorious in the third race, where he pipped Goy on the final lap coming out of the chicane with about 3 corners to go. A little cruel twist there. Week 9 Spa, it was a double victory for FIBA, who won in the sprint and the endurance race, and it looks like he's going to finish the season with a hat-trick of victories for the first time this season. He's got doubles at Dragon Trail and St. Croix, double at Alsace, double at Grand Valley, double at Spa. I think he's going to bolt. He says as the curse of the commentator almost strikes. Absolutely outstanding season. So again, then Sean really well in this one, despite having to only use the hard or the soft tyres. He's quite comfortable in second, so third at the minute, and in a bit of a lonely fourth. Jonesy managed to just drop Melby Norris ever so slightly. He's just put a bit of time back into Zom. Mikey is also just starting to arrive on the scene there, so despite some earlier struggles, we saw him have a spin, or a half spin. Mikey's still in this one, in the battle for 8th. Yeah, he's on a slight, a very similar strategy, to be fair, to all these guys. So yeah, Mikey's back in this one. So, top 5 in it here, at least. Said Glyn behind them obviously has just pitted. So he's now slightly out of sync with the guys around him, ahead of him, because they haven't used their soft tyres yet. Goy and Odon are coming back together. Odon is obviously, we saw him lose out to Goy in the pit stop, so I think he ran out of fuel. He has closed down on Goy once again. These guys currently running 10th and 11th, but the strategy's to shake out. Who knows where they're actually going to end up. Derek, who had good pace earlier on, but he's just pitted again, so again he's slightly out of sync, but so just got a lap down to the leader there, so he's just behind FIBA. Not a bad place to be. You can follow anybody around, you want to be following around FIBA. Fossil just behind him. 2.9 seconds. Hustles that beastly SLS Mercedes around. And Royston, who's racing, just got away from him a little bit there. Such good pace earlier on, running third. But the race is worn on. He has just dropped back. We saw it at Spa as well. He was running right at the front at Spa for a long time, and then as the final pit stop shook out, he ended up right down the bottom end of the top 10. So, I'm not sure what happened there. So, solid showing from him at least. Get some end of race predictions then. We're on lap 55 of 72, so 18 laps to go. What are we going to predict then for the end of this race? Is somebody going to spin off? Who's going to get the final step of the podium? I think Fever's pretty much guaranteed the victory, bar a disconnect. SPY seems comfortable in P2. So who is going to get the third step on the podium? Is it going to be Switchback? Is it going to be Andy, who's just pitting? Is it going to be Jonesy? Will it be Nobby? Will it be Zom? Will it be Mikey? Or will it be Glyn? Stop the heading, and then Nobby Norris is in. Observe Jonesy. There he is. Moving around, there he is. Back on board then with Herr Jones. So not looking too bad. Seems to be his in lap. Nicely bounced there through that SS section. Goes well for the two Ferrari runners tomorrow, Pagani and Panda. The grass there now, looking comfortable. Worlds away from where he was at the start of the season, when he was struggling multiple seconds off the pace. He's currently doing a personal best first sector. Not been on worn tyres though, low fuel. To the left hander that brings it onto the back straight then. To build 45 miles an hour, 50, 6th gear, 160, 65, 69 there, and then on the brakes hard, down the third gear, 75 miles an hour around the left hander then, using the camber, out then, up the hill, a bit of time in that middle sector then, that tricky braking zone there, you come over the crest, downhill, track drops away from you. Going light there over the crest there. Down the gearbox a second. About to turn left. And dive into the pits. And he's in for his next stop. Fever leads by 16.7 seconds over SPY. Switch back 25 seconds in arrears. 26. Jonesy, Zom and Mikey all in. Now Zom's got 4 litres more fuel. And 7 than Jonesy, and 4 and 7 litres more than Mikey, so should jump Mikey fairly convincingly here. Glyn's just going through. So this is what I mean about the pit stop shake-up. So now Glyn's going through, Goy's coming through, but he's got a half-second penalty, which he just got, I think, so he's not serving it this time around. What's happened to Odon? Odon's just pitted. Odon's gone to the soft tyre, so... And then taking his soft tyre stint, and Zom, Mikey still fueling. Fills the tank, Zom fills the tank. Mikey has just slightly under-fueled. Tries to get some of that back, but he's up behind, and there goes Nobby Norris. Nobby's then right into the back of Zom. Zom's on the medium tyres, this is Nobby. He pitted a lap ago. Tyres up to temperatures, obviously, need to be careful. The tyres need to a bit of a warm-up phase now. Right out wide onto the grass. Come out of the tunnel. Switchback is in from third. He's got a half-second penalty sort. So Andy's just pitted. Goy has about a third of a tank left, so he's a few laps away from the pit stop. So looking at it, he's maybe got one more stop to make. It will depend where he does. I don't think he's used the soft tyres yet, so see where Goy filters out and switch back in as pits. Tyres are done. Fuel going in now. Again, going out the final corners, he will overtake, switch back again. And of course, we're going to see the benefit of that soft tyre stint that he's just done. Switchback is filling the tank, so he's going to be back on the medium tyre again. So this will be taken through to the point I think you can use the soft tyres. There's the gap. He's back on track in 4th, ahead of Goy, his teammate. And he is 4.3 seconds behind Glyn, and so Glyn has jumped back ahead of Switchback, but now on differing strategies ever so slightly. Glyn has having to use his soft tyres though, Zach has still got his to use. Medium tyres. So I'm still fending off Nobby Norris. Aboard with Nobby. Chase down Zom. Wastegate there chirping away. Early upshifting, a high gear there through the left-hander as well, saves his fuel. Massively early upshifting. The Barnes again. Curve on the inside, and we've got the grass there just inside the rear of the car. He's pulling straight. On his way. Time wise, pause, yep. Go again. See there just in the mirror. On the front side. There's a car there, and that car in the background is Mikey. There's Derek. Fever. So Mikey is going to be getting blue flagged in a second, which might just stunt his charge. He tries to hunt down on Zom. That's there from the race leader. Is the universal signal for get out of the fucking way. Fever is faster than you. Fever is faster than you. Copy. We'll let Fever go. No, he won't. Ooh, blocking the race leader. Penalty. Stewards. It's always spinning, it's fine. What he could have done was just lift off and get out of the way sensibly, but Mikey decides to throw it into the grass and almost kill himself instead, so there you go. He's on his way. I think it was 15.6 seconds over SBY, who is just about to peel off into the pit lane. for what could be his final stop. Yeah, we've seen him do 13 laps earlier on, I believe. So a bit of fuel save. He should be alright, though. He's got a minute lead over Glyn at the minute, so. Is homing back in on Glyn then. That gap was about 4.3 seconds as he came out of the pits. It's now 1.8. Switch back on fresher tyres. He's just done a personal best in sector 2, 27 thousandths. It's been a very good drive from Glyn. I'm working very well around here under his power. Right in the mix then for an overall podium, and will pick up the class win. Comfortably so. Goy is second in class. Then Mikey is third, and Derek is fourth. So I don't know if that's enough though to get Glyn the Pro-Am title. As things stand then, to Dusty Fossil filling in for Joe Burns as well. He is some way off, unfortunately, so I think Derek is doing just enough. This is, internet doesn't give up on him. Then he should wrap up the Pro-Am title. Fever now closing in on Nobby Norris, and Nobby Norris in 10th. So Fever is now lapping cars up to P10. We've already got Dusty Fossil, Royson, Derek and Mikey a lap down. Now Nobby Norris is the next one. The race leader looming into view. He lifts off there. Fever goes through. However, Mikey onto his tail again. Jonesy, meanwhile, has got Andy for company once again. Oh, what's going on here? There's a change for third. Switchback has caught Glyn, and he is through at the hairpin. Glyn fights back. Sliding the rear tyre of that Mazda. One more lap, and then I imagine he will peel off. And his final stop. The rear tyres are right to the Goy kart once again, running the tank down to its absolute bare minimum. Held on in as well, and again from the tank dry, absolutely dry. Fever is in, so this will be Fever's last pit stop of the season. Once again, emphatic victory, 55 seconds is his lead, although SB1 has just pitted as well. SB1 I think now is on his final set of tyres. I made his final stop, Fever now making his. Clear Glyn, trying to put a bit of time into him. He, of course, will be pitting in the next lap, I believe. He might go on this lap. So Jonesy has seen off Zom as well, so Zom's attacking. He's tucked away. Mikey having cleared Nobby Norris. He's now hunting down Zom. This time around Zom did a 53.7, Mikey did a 53.1, 6/10 quicker that time around. He is out on the hard tyre of Segoy, then using the hard tyre right at the death. That's his final stop done. seconds off the back of Nobby. He's got his soft tyres to use. He's got one more stop in him. I think he's got the soft tyres to use yet as well. And we're now getting towards the stage where the order will finally sort itself out, and we'll see where everybody truly is. Glyn is in. So his final stop of the season. Go those warm mediums, on go some fresh ones. And he's on his way. Goes through, then coming out, where's Goy? Yeah, he's on his hard tyres outlook, but he's only half filled, which means that he's got his soft tyres to come as well. Oh, he's opposite the wall there. I thought I was going a bit wide. And that's hemorrhaged well over a second there. Mikey's suddenly on him. So Mikey's got a position suddenly dangling like a carrot in front of him. I say a carrot, Mikey wouldn't eat carrot because it's not processed and disgusting. Sorry. So I'm going defensive, just going to break the slipstream down the straight there. Dangling like a kind of monster in a pack of digestive biscuits. More Mikey shoot. Around the hairpin then. Zom there has lost himself a second, and Mikey is now all over him in the battle for what is currently P6. As was pointed out, we've just ticked over 2 hours of racing. We've got 10 laps to go. We very much appreciate everybody who's stuck around in the stream. It's been a long old slog. We're not finished yet either. We've got this one to sort out. So I'm now going defensive. Is Dom going in the pits? No, he's just going defensive. Welcome to the Blue Flag School of Defensive Driving. Tight there, Mikey going with a wider entry, trying to get the run off the corner. He's got the run off the corner. He's going to draw up to the outside then. Got the momentum. Can he clear on by the time they get to turn 1? He can. Yes, Mikey through. Good move there from Mikey. Up to 6th he goes. On the same tyre. Similar wear. Similar fuel. So that is a class 4 position. He's now needs to fight that back then if he wants to back, and what that does mean that's a point back for a bunch of tools and a point away from the Toms and some Mongs. Would that be critical in the overall team standings? Comes on with a big send, Zom bomb up the inside. Caught Mikey napping there. Mikey fights back though and has the momentum off the corner. Now Mikey goes defensive. Run down the back straight then Mikey on the left, so I'm on the right. Comes back over for the racing line, so I'm going to send it back down the inside again. He's not close enough. A little bit wide there, coming up the hairpin. That's got Zom right back on his tail, and they come over the crest into the breakers. Then Zom switches to the inside. It's very difficult. Oh, Zom's had a moment, and Zom's off. Oh, big shame there. And through goes Nobby Norris. Very easy to do there. The car unsettled as it come over to the crest. The back end got loose and Zom into the wall and around. And that's cost him 6 or 7 seconds there. Away from Mikey, who was battling for place, and Glyn closing in. Of course, he's just made his stop. So it's not a true battle for position because Zom's got one stop to make still. You can see how much time Zom has lost there. There is Zom. And there's Mikey in the distance. Turn 1. Forward the Peugeot, there's the Nissan. Attack the curb on the right hand side there. Again, get hop the wheels over the curb on the inside there, run up the curb on the outside on the right, then into the tunnel. Go tight. Use the gears to rotate the car. Not wide over the crest. Watch the rear doesn't get too light. Over to the left hand side. Down a couple of gears. First gear, get the car rotated. Short sprint then. This curved section. Again, use the gears to get the car turned in. Short shift up. Into the tunnel. Turn and brake early. Get tight in there against the dirt on the inside. Over to the outside then for the tunnel. And then the run down the back straight. The screen there, that Nissan getting closer. Around to Nobby Norris ahead of him as well. Down the straight then. Get your braking marker and down the gearbox to second then for the hairpin. Use all the track on the exit, and this is where he had his moment a lap ago. Got the back end loose into that crest there. Back went light. Spat him off to the left hand side into the wall. That's the tune of about 7 seconds. See a 2:01 there, we've done a 54s, last 2 laps to win, that's a 7 seconds lost. Let Mikey and Nobby Norris get ahead and get away. And Nobby Norris, you can see there in the short distance. He's 4 seconds ahead. Just in the very far distance, see Mikey's car going through turn 1 now. That's Mikey there, sorry. The car in front of Mikey, who's in front of Mikey Jonesy. So then here's Glyn's on board. He closes in on the back of the Peugeot. That's critical for Glyn that he gets through on Zommer's cap as quick as he can do. So he's racing switch back to third. He's not under threat from fourth. Final stop them now. Zom, Mikey, Nobby. We've got the soft tyres to use, so expect them in any time. That'll be one more lap. We're doing 5 or 6 laps max on the soft tyre. And Glenn get close enough then. He's not got the slipstream. He's gaining on that Peugeot down the back straight there. Peugeot lacking a little bit of top speed. Now the Nissan gets into the slipstream range. That gap starts to come down quicker and quicker. Now under 7 tenths. On the brakes. Just pushes away ever so slightly there. Nissan's grunt up the hill. And close back in again. Down a half a second. A better line there through the right-hander. Down the hill we go. Closes right into the back of the Peugeot once again. Now a little bit wide, Zom. Is he going in this time? I think he is. Yep, Zom's in. And ahead of us is Jonesy. So Jonesy's had a drama. Somewhere on this lap. Yeah, Jonesy's had a drama. Oh, he's all over the shop. Dirty tyres. That's dropped him behind Mikey and Nobby Norris. 2:03.9 from Jonesy. They lost 10 seconds on that lap then, so a big mistake from Jonesy somewhere on that lap. Oh, he's lost it to turn 1. He's going around. No, Jonesy's race has just unravelled at the worst possible time. Through goes Goy. Still on those hard tyres. He'll be in ever so shortly then for the soft tyres, so Jonesy will at least get that back. Although Jonesy's still got his last stop to make as well. He'll be in this time. Odon, who's back on the medium tyres then, having run his soft tyres already. Derek's in for his final stop. Onto the soft tyres he goes. Up front, untroubled. Fever leading the way by 17.3 seconds. He is just cruising at this point. He's got the window wiper going for some reason. It must be raining. So it's wet tyres incoming. Everybody needs to pit for wets. Pit for wets. Box box. SB1 comfortable in P2, 26 seconds on switchback, who is going to be in this time around. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him in the form of Royston and Justy Fossil, I believe. I want them to get out of the way as quick as possible. He's racing Glyn, so where is Glyn? Andy's in meanwhile from 4th. Mikey coming around the left-hander, he'll be in this time as well. Right down on fumes again. Yeah, he just about gets there. Nobby Norris is in as well. He's going to come through. Switchbacks. Oh, sorry, got man, I think so. Glyn coming through. Goy in as well. For his soft tyres. Glyn then back into 4th place, and he's now got the fuel going in. And he needs 6 laps worth of fuel. In 5th is he? Where's Odon? There's Odon coming across the line, and he's going to clear him. So Odon then has arrived in P6. Moving Norris out in P7, he's ahead of Mikey. Mikey's put a little bit more fuel in. He's going to go through into 9th. He's going on his way. Jones is on his way now as well. Derek's just got out ahead of Goy. So that lap there getting up to speed has helped Derek. He jumped Goy. Jones has dropped down to P12 after that spin. He's going to be kicking himself for that. The 13th there with Royston right behind him then, so the battle for 13th is on as well. Switchback is in from P3. He's got 44 seconds of a Glyn, which I think is going to be more than enough. It's going to be a short fill as well. Obviously he's only got 6 laps to do. And there's our on. Fuel going in. Glyn is coming down towards the final chicane then, but I think Switchback should still get out comfortably ahead here. Yeah, Switchback's on his way. Glyn comes out the final corner then, so Zach then fairly comfortable into P3. He's got 16 seconds there, but Andy then got Odon behind him, but Odon's on slightly more medium tyres. Ahead of him is on fresh softs, and behind them I believe we get a long shot. Well, behind them is Fever. So Fever crossing like Fever's lapped everybody up to P6. So that is dominance. That is dominance right there. It's a long race, so it might happen, but wow, it is. Very impressive from Fever. He has just been relentless in this one. The lap times are on the board: 52s, 51s, 52s. It's just been the absolute model of consistency tonight. A flawless race. Giving him an 80-second lead. SBY has done a very good job to come on the back of the grid and only on the hard tyres, bar that one stint on softs. He is 56 seconds, so the 2 Subarus have been absolutely class apart tonight. Switchback is 1 minute 14 behind Fever. Not being what many people thought would have been his nearest rival. It's just not worked out for him tonight. He's 16 seconds up on Glyn though, so he's comfortably ahead of the end. Glyn catching the grass there of the braking zone there. He's got plenty of time in the hands, so you don't need to push too hard now, Glyn. Just see it home. And meanwhile, the hammer down. Just trying to build a gap from Odon. Mikey has cleared his teammate, meanwhile in the battle for 7th. And they're still duking out. Zombie's got himself a half-second penalty though. He won't be doing that too much because Zombie, despite that spin earlier, has brought himself back into contention here. 2.5 seconds back. The team standing then, so we've got Fever winning. Glyn in 4th. Good points for Onlymans. Then we've got Andy in 5th. Zom in 9th and Derek in 10th. So I think they'll probably about even out. So maybe the Onlymans will claw back a couple of points. So it gets closer. Meanwhile, a bunch of tools. I think in 7th and 8th. So taking some points back from Toms and some Mongs. In 13th though. So it's probably about even, so not too much gain there if anything. Just Andy in 5th. Maybe ahead of Tom and Derek though, so yeah, it'd be normal if anything. I think The Tom and some Mongs might just edge away a little bit there, which makes it a little bit harder. A bunch of tools going into the final night. Dusty Fossler's in meanwhile. He's done his soft tyre stint. And Fever then with just 2.5 laps to go now, on his way to an 11th victory of the season. While they're getting moved on Goy and Jonesy was squabbling over P11 and 12. 11th, Goy tucked up behind him then. To the inside. Jones on the soft tyre, Jones on the soft tyre as well. Jonesy there. SPY in amongst them as well. SPY's on the hard tyre, remember, as well. So if anything, these two are going to be quicker than him at the minute. Now, what does SPY do here? Does he want to let him go? He's comfortable. And he's got a minute 4 of a switchback, so he can afford to let them go. Doesn't need to be in the middle of this. Or does he want to taunt them? Deep there. Compromise his run there, so Jonesy might try and get the line out the final corner. Goy took right up behind him as well, in the slipstream. Jonesy, I think, he's going to go for a mover. He moves to the inside, flashes the lights from SPY. Can afford to let them go. Goy go into the slipstream 4. He's not going to get past him. So Jonesy goes back ahead of SPY. Does SPY get out Goy's way here? Battle will resume. We're on to the penultimate lap then. We've got 2 hours 15 on the board. The gaps are now just opened up ever so slightly in between everybody. Two, they're dominantly clear there. Fever now coming up behind. Who's up behind now? Is that Odon? Yeah, so yeah, Fever potentially could lap everybody up to 5th place, which is just absolutely absurd that it's coming around then to the final chicane then for the penultimate time. Into the chicane he comes. A little bit of a drift there. He gets the power down. And he begins the final lap of season 25. He's got a 21-second advantage then. Fever well on his way to another dominant performance. He's still in between Goy and Jonesy. Oh, Goy's lagging a little bit there. Andy has put a bit of time into Odon. He's not catching him either. Robbie Norris is still keeping Mikey honest, and Zom's keeping him honest. They're now on their final lap, of course, because they're on a lap down on the leader. Now it's comfortable in 10th. Jonesy has used the advantage of getting ahead of SPY to pull away from Goy. Morrison comfortable in 13th. Dusty Fossler in 14th then, but it looks like all the gaps are spread out then, and Fever has gone ahead of Odon now, so there's everybody up to 5th place is a lap down. This man Andy is only just ahead of him. He's 1 minute 46 behind. Into the hairpin for the final time. Around the banking. Up the hill. He's been the creme de la creme. He's the Kaiser of GT2. He is 2 corners from home. He is already the GT2 overall and pro champion. And to wrap up the season in emphatically dominant style, 1 corner to go. Lights ablaze. It's been a season of win after win after win. It's 3 in a row to finish the season. Fever is the winner of the final race of GT2 for season 25. SBY coming around then, filling in tonight for Beach. Well, Beach's cause no end. Big old tank slapper there. Jonesy's caught Derek meanwhile. He's going to get P2 on the night. Great job for him. And Switchback's going to come round for third, which has not been at the races tonight compared to the Subarus. Solid drive from Zach then. He's coming around then. Down the hill. Missed a couple of weeks, which definitely hindered his overall title ambitions. Took the fight to Fever on occasions. Kept him honest on occasions, but this week emphatically beaten, but still bags himself a podium to round off the season. It's P2 in class. Round the final quarter. Switchback is third. Great job from him then. What a drive again from Glyn. He's given his all then to try and win the Pro-Am category then. He's going to be fourth overall. What a drive that is from Glyn. Big points for the team in the final week. Great job from him. And Andy, what a drive as well from him. Solid points for him and for the team. Sets them up nicely for tomorrow. And he is the final finisher, I believe. There we do. That is that. Don't worry, Goose, I haven't forgotten. You wanted the video clipping of your overtake lap 9, I believe. So I'll do that for me then. But Fever then is victorious by 21.3 seconds. SBY then gets second, but takes the fastest lap. Switchback is third. Glyn is fourth. Andy in P5. Then Odon finishing in P6 with a lap down. Then Mikey comes home P7. P8 for Nobby Norris then, with that different strategy playing out. Zom gets P9, Derek was P10, Jonesy P11, Goy in P12, Royston was 13th, Dusty Foss was 14th. Unfortunately, Goose there lagged out earlier on. Do I have enough space to save the replay is the question? We do. There we go then. Well, that then is the end of GT2 for season 25, and thank you very much to everybody in the stream every week, commenting and liking the stream. Thank you very much for your support. And of course, for all the drivers, it has been one hell of a season for GT2, possibly the best one yet. We probably say that every season, but every season the quality goes up, so it's true. There's been some standout performances, not just Fever, obviously. Zach's put on some great performances this season. So Goose with a couple of victories in there. His high-speed ring was superb. Odon over the season has been superb as well, second overall, I believe. With that result tonight. So that's a stellar season for him. That victory is definitely not far away. It's coming, my friend. It's coming. Keep plugging away. It'll be there soon. Derek as well, with a couple of victories this season. Andy as well, taking victories. Zom's drive at Daytona was also superb. So, yeah, been some standout drives across this season from GT2. And everybody, I think, has been improving this season as well. Everybody, even Fever. I mean, Fever's level has been incredible anyway, but that was something else. Even like Beach, I know he finished down. He missed this week, but I think his performances are getting better and better, and that's reflected in some of his drives at this season. But yeah, there we go then. So another season of GT2 done. Our 25th season overall done. And now we move on then to the final race of the season, which is tomorrow's GT1 event. We're back here at Trial Mountain. It's another 72 laps to endure. This time I'm on track, not sat here watching the others suffer. So please do join SBY as he'll take you through the action tomorrow as we wrap up season 25. And now we've got a couple of... I think Pagani has already wrapped up the Pro standings. Let's have a look at the standings then of the... that's the one. Look at the GT1 standings and for the final week then. So the stewards' findings and standings. There we go. Pagani has won the AM titles. Aaron and Panda are still fighting for the Pro Am because Big Horse has already wrapped up the AM title. And so, yeah. Pagani's wrapped up the Pro title. It's Aaron versus Panda going into the final week. Then Aaron is leading the way on. Okay, sure. He's on 91 points with Panda behind him on 85. So it's still all very much to play for then. Graham can be caught by Homer and Lennon can catch Homer as well. So all to play for in Pro Am. As already mentioned there, Biggles has already wrapped up successfully the AM title. It's tied between Unsafe and Blue Flag, but there is no Unsafe this week, so Blue Flag should claim that one. Barring any big dramas. Tom Duval can also get involved as well, though, so he's only 5 points back, so it's all to play for second in the AM category. And Jadon has a bit of work to do in fifth, while in Pro. Overall, Pagani's got it 1. No T. Smith this week. He's honeymooning in Sorrento, I believe. So Ross looks like he'll claim P2. And he is safe from me. T. Smith is safe from me in third. But Rom can beat me if he's here, of course. Speaking of Rom, congratulations, Rom. Of course, he announced that him and his partner are expecting a baby in March. So a little Romold coming to the world. Looking forward to that. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of the coverage tonight. Thank you very much. It's been a long 2 hours. Thank you for all who stuck around. Another great season of GT2. Over and out, and as am I. So good evening from me.